Yo, Frank, what's up, dude? Didn't you go fishing? Last we spoke, Bob? I had a question for you, Bob. I saw you comment on some other stream and it. Oh, it was your eBay. It was your eBay purchases that you were gonna have to chill yourself out. I wanted to know what your vice is. What's up, AJ? Kyle? Pinkies up. 2 feet higher than usual and really muddy. I bet it's cold, AJ. It got down to 42 here, dude. Had to bring up my big jacket. I don't know how we survive. Burns, I'm trying to find the damn giveaway baits, and I don't know what I did with them. Because if I remember correctly, it was a medium diver and it was a shallow diver. Am I correct? Do you remember what bodies it was? I hope I didn't paint them and like send them to Eric thinking they were his or some shit. But I'm gonna have to turn this office upside down. Got word of open water 2 days ago. Not anymore. No. Goodbye. Goodbye to the open water. Let's see here. Got a bunch of trash. That's normal. Medium diver like a DT6. The stupid gopher. I can't even keep up with that gopher anymore. Hold on, let me go get my cooking tray. See if it's on there. It might be on there. This is a good place for me to store things of that nature. No. Maybe this is the, no. Is this it? I think this is some of the last batch you sent me. Was this them? Don't remember the shallow bait. Well, I did have 2 that I found. Is this them? There was 2 of these with Lexan bills. Is that them? There's one with a rattle, one without a rattle. I thought that was a square bill mixed in though. But maybe this was them. Yes, that's the ones. Okay. Okay, I'm not losing my mind. Who's calling me? Oh, my sweet wife, right in the middle. Let me see. She hung up. Must not have been that important. Vintage bombers, speed traps, any custom balsa, any discontinued, which is mostly Jackal and Rapellas. Yeah, there was one that had a knocker Burns. I didn't want to hold it up, but yes, Henry has been fed. Vintage bombers. Which vintage bombers? Speed traps. Kyle for sure. Uh, do you have a Bob? Do you have a particular speed trap color you like, or do you just like cheap ones? Because there's two types of eBayers. There's guys like me who don't care what it is, but I can, obviously I can paint whatever I want. So all I want is cheap. Don't care condition, don't care color. I just want the price right. But then there's certain guys that want a very specific thing and, don't even want to have stuff painted. They want the original, crystal crawl or whatever. They want it to be factory. Factory. And they'll go to the ends of the earth to get stuff. But me, I don't care. I don't care. Mostly crawl colors and fire tiger. Always go cheap. Yeah. Correct, Kyle. I can't make any money if I pay a premium. It's ingrained in me. It is ingrained in me. Because at some point, I'm going to go through all of this shit. And I'm just going to like take all the stuff I've bought over the years for paint and eventually paint it. And I go through phases to where I'm like, oh, I want to paint DD22s. So I'd buy like a ton of DD22s. Then I'd be like, oh, I want to paint, whatchamacallits. Speed traps. Buy a bunch of speed traps. Then I never get around to it. But hello, we tried Monday. Worked fine. It'll probably fuck up tonight, but hopefully not. We did do a practice stream. Me, Burns, and even got Epic Eric on there to say hello. Norman Flat broke. Let me look it up. Tomorrow night. Norman Flat broke. That sounds familiar. Is that a topwater? Oh, it's that jointed bait. I don't know. Oh, you can get my 10 feet under paint job if you'd like it. You can own that bait for $45.95. With $4 shipping. Well, they even did the golden chartreuse, dude. Dicks. I mean, I'm not saying that's my color, but that's like it's an oddity in the Bagley world. That one's pretty close. Let's see if I got another one. Pretty close. Dickhead Ken. No, I would probably Bob, if I'm Bob, I'm probably gonna let the I'm gonna probably let the flat broke slide and invest my $6 bait money into something else. Um, but that's just me. You do like the Jackal Aragon? Uh, you and my buddy Dennis. I've painted. I think he told me I've painted like 50 of those things for him, or 100, something insane. They're not fun to paint, and I'll tell you why they're not fun to paint. They look shads look great on them. Anything else looks really dumb, in my personal opinion, uh, because of the joint. It breaks up any kind of pattern you want. Like nothing transitions. So if you put like bluegill bars on it, you get them on the back half. The front half of the bait is just the gill plate. So you don't have any bars really because it's where the head starts. So you basically have a bait with a head and then like a zebra tail. Whereas if it was one piece, it would be a nice smooth transition and you could like it would flow. But and crawls. You do a crawl, you've got a whole busy back, and then there's like nothing going on the head. Um, shads look decent on them, but nothing. I didn't check my eBay searches last night. I got a bunch of saved ones. Some I don't even know why. Dude, what's really exciting is when you've got that one really obscure eBay search that is never highlighted, and then you open it up and it's got a blue dot beside it. It's like, wait a minute. What is somebody selling? Power rod. Lucky Craft stuff's on the up and up. Seems like. Are RC still selling these days? Let's see. Let's see what's sold lately. There's the jointed wake 1.5 wake sold for about $44. Um, Another one sold for 37. Uh, Vintage Lucky Craft RC 1.5 square bill crankbait 13.50. Somebody got a pretty good deal on a bull brim. Here's two sold for 45. I know a lot of people like this, and I've painted it a bunch just because people asked for it. That green color, I always thought that was a really ugly color, but there's a lot of people that really like it. Now this one was a beautiful color to me that I never threw, but I liked a lot. Golden perch. It's like copper green, but with a goldy yellowy belly. Um, let's see what else. Custom. Ooh, custom. Dude, I miss those days. I really do. If any of y'all shopped on eBay back in the day when the RCs were coming out, um, and it was like eBay wars. $10. I used to love making nachos with cheddar, roasted red peppers, and wait for it, pesto. Interesting. What did I miss? Oh, Burns, I'm missing comments. Would you hold up the shallow runner, please? Which one, Burns? The giveaway? I didn't have a shallow runner. I had 2 of these in the same pack. I didn't have a shallow runner. I can't find I mean, I have a shallow runner that I could put in there, but I had these 2 in a pack, and then I've got these 5 in a pack, but they're not. I don't think they were giveaway baits. But I thought there was a square bill in the mix. Yes, Amy. Marty sent 2 baits to give away tomorrow night. So if you're signed up for the Patreon stream tomorrow, Bob, I can send you a link. Hold on. Hold, please. Copy link. There you go. Yeah, I got to paint those today to be ready for tomorrow. So yeah, Burns sent those 2 baits for me to give away to some member, and we will do that tomorrow after I paint them. So since they'll be given away, I guess it would be fair for y'all to pick the color, or you can be surprised. Or we can narrow it down to one of 3. Shad, gill, or crawl? Dude, what are y'all going to do if y'all show up tomorrow night to the Patreon and my office is clean? Not that you'd really be able to tell. We got Frank on board. I mean, we got Bob on board. He just hit me. Thank you, Bob. Bob, instead of sending you a Burns bait, no, you want a Burns bait, or you got a Burns bait. I think Bob got one. Oh, I did find that one, Burns. The one that I was looking for. The guy painted and or the guy sent me I had painted for him and then I bought back from him. I love those deals, dude. Like if I see something that I like that somebody painted and then I buy it back for the same price that it cost me, the guy paid me to paint it. Because then I get my work for cheaper than what it cost me to do it. Because I get the bait. One more of these. Time to plan a dinner for your sweetie. Cook her dinner. I like the cooking dinner thing. It all depends, though. If you cook her dinner, and then she gets in there and tells you how to cook her dinner. So don't cook her dinner. Just take her out somewhere. Put hooks on these. This is what when the bean was here a couple days ago, this is what she wanted to play with. So no. We're not playing with cypress shad is hard to beat. I haven't painted that in a while. I need to find the guy. I need to find the guy that. Ooh, do I get to grill tonight? That'll be fun. I need to find the guy that I painted for. He was in Louisiana. And he used to fish like a private lake. I think it was private. But he had this one copper green Lucky Craft that was really old. But it was like really green. Like the green on it was real green. And he sent me a picture back in the day. And Amy does backseat chef. She doesn't do it at restaurants, just when I cook. Are you going to use all that butter? Yeah. That's the plan. But he sent me this. He sent me this bait. He didn't send me the actual bait. He sent me a picture of it that he wanted me to reproduce for him. And when I tell you this guy was picky, he was one of those that, in my opinion, some guys are so picky that they should just airbrush. You know what I mean? Like, it would be worth it to them if they are that specific to go buy a beginner airbrush set, a couple $100 invested, and just paint your own baits. Because I don't think those guys will ever really be happy. This guy was, because he took the bait I painted him, and went out and caught an 8-pounder on it. Sent me a picture of it down the fish's throat. I mean, I was like, well, that's exciting. So he was like stoked on the paint job, but back then it didn't matter because all I had was time. But he wanted, like, he wanted to go to the ends of the earth to get this color right? But he only wanted like 2 baits. And I would like send him a picture and he'd be like, it's not piney enough. It's like, what? It's like supposed to be like pine green. That's like Kelly green. Dude, let me try again. Then you like color match and color match and color match. But I don't know where those guys go. They just kind of like, I'd like to know where that dude is, because I literally probably haven't painted a bait for that guy in 10 years. It was when I still lived here, when I first got started painting. And I feel like there's a large group of guys. AJ, you could probably fill me in on this if you agree or disagree. I feel like there's a large group of guys that deal with the custom lure painting individuals, but they only want to deal with the new ones. You know what I mean? Like, they follow like the fishing for sale groups, and then, you know, as soon as somebody gets uh, a little steam, moves on past it, they don't stay on as a customer. They stay on the group and wait for somebody else to fill that spot, and then they move as their customer base. And then once they kind of move on, they just let them slide and wait for the next guy. I don't know. It's interesting. Oh, Jeremy, yeah, I lost my ass on those. But at the time, I could afford to, because uh, I was still learning how to paint, and I was not like, trying to support myself on bait painting. I was just trying to get good. Um, I agree, and it's often those type of guys, probably because they find something they don't like and can never be pleased. Yeah, very true. Very true. I mean, looking back, it was kind of fun, but I was talking to my old buddy Austin down there in East Texas, Southeast Texas, and he pours soft plastics. He does the Prodigy stuff, um, which I don't want to shout him out anymore, because he sent me these worms and they're great. And then he said he's going to sell the damn mold. So what good does it do for me to like pump his products when in a month he might sell the damn mold? So Anyway, we were talking, and he poured this worm, and I was like, dude, I've got that pretty much exact color. And in a super chunk, I had a guy pour for me in 2010. I was like, dude, you probably weren't even born. He's like, I was born in 2009. I was like, well, you were 1 year old when I was having these worms made. And I was looking for a picture of the worm to send him, and I found it. I found the email thread, and it was from 2010. And I started reading back our thread back and forth with me as a customer to a custom bait pourer. And I thought, man, you're an annoying customer. Because I had no idea about like pouring baits and like what went into it. And the stuff I was asking was like completely absurd. And we're literally talking about a super chunk. And it's like, can you make the fat part like darker and then like the legs lighter and then like get this in there and do this kind of shit? And it's like, dude, you're an idiot. I would have told me to eat a dick. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to inject plastic. I think I know that for certain. And the other reason I don't want to buy the mold is the dude wants like $1,300 for it because he had it made CNC. It's aluminum. It's a nice mold. It's a badass mold, but I ain't paying $1,300 for some damn worms. I just do without. Who is this? Gayville, Alabama? I don't know anybody in Gayville. Gable. But I'd like to know. I'd like to know if that guy that I painted the green Lucky Craft for, if he's still fishing, if he's still getting stuff custom painted, if he's, doing all that kind of stuff, or if he's still a customer to somebody, or if he's he just said screw it. Screw it, I'll just throw the old ones. My ringer? I don't know how many cavity it is. It might be 12. It's a big mold. 10. It's cool though. I did think the flag looked good over there, and I didn't have to drill holes in the wall. Back with nachos. What's the protein hella? Chili? I did move the cast iron. It was taking up valuable real estate. We found that flag in the. I wanted a flag in my old shop, a cloth one with cloth stars, and found one in the attic a couple nights ago. The only problem is it's really stinky. It smells like an old lady's house. Like I don't know where it came from. Amy doesn't know where it came from, but it's very granny smelling. I don't think it's like a mothballs. How many tackle campers? I don't know. Let's look. I'm gonna send out an email today to all the to my email list from my website, which is a lot. And that usually is a good way of like getting to people. And I'll make a post on the gram today that will not be seen. 15 patrons. Who is this guy? Oh, okay. I know him. Who is this guy? I don't know him. That's even better. We have a lurker. So right now you've got a 2 in 15 chance of winning a Burns. Jeremy, I certainly will. If you're on the email list, you'll get it in an email later. I need to put it on my I need to put it on my link in bio. Oh yeah, Burns said he's going to let you pick a bait. I think, is that what you said the deal is, Burns? You were going to let the tackle campers pick the next bait release? Burn texted me and he said, listen, I'm giving the power to the people. Painter, you're not in control anymore. They are. They get to choose what the next bait is. Yes, to get to pick a bait to drop. There you go. And listen, I don't want y'all picking any bullshit because I'll nix that shit real quick. Don't make me flex on y'all. Camper sounds like a good Royal Rumble. Yes. We want a flat side. I have a flat side. AJ, I have lots. And what? It will be a flat side that TK don't want. Like, what qualifies as a flat side, AJ? What if it's this thick? Does that count? Does this count? Is that too thick? Is that too thick? Or do you want like a little weenie? Is a little weenie flat side? Do you want a potato chip or do you want a damn slice of bread? Potato chip, Pringle, or white bread? Thicky. Okay, well that one's pretty thicky. And it's got a little beef in the bottom here. It's pretty sizey. Um, so I painted the hybrid hunter. I hope Strike King doesn't make this. They probably do though. Does Strike King make tomato shed? AJ, you'll know. You're a Strike King aficionado. Speaking of bread, I'm craving that bougie sourdough. Which bougie sourdough? I love sourdough of any kind. I think that is hands down my favorite bread. Martin's doing shut that shit down better than TK does. What would that be in bait terms? Matt finish looks good on that. All right. Oh, these are the hooks that came in. I'll put those back on. What is the sourdough bread of the bait world? It's hard. A wake bait would be pretty cool. I have those. I have those as well. I don't know. We'll see. Burns, make us a jerk bait. Burns, make us a Vision 110. That might get shut down faster than a damn swim bait. All right. I guess I need to put this back in its original packaging. Take the sticker off. Kyle, I'd like to see a rat over a swimmer. Agreed, Kyle. I mean, Jeremy. Or whoever said that. Jeremy. No one in their right mind would enjoy throwing a jerk bait. That's pretty true. Y'all get to pick. Just kidding, I'm picking. Burns is going to veto everybody. Oh, it's pretty nice in the package. Oh, Oh, dude, I need to send y'all this link. To this kid. I think his channel, he started it back in January, and my buddy sent it to me yesterday. And he said, watch this kid. He was like, this would be my son if he were 8 years old again. And this kid's got 2 videos up, and he does his first video is hunting and fishing tips, and his second one is like showing his tackle box off. And he's pretty hilarious. I think his channel is called Hunting and Fishing with Thump. But I kind of want to send him a bait for him to review, just for my own amusement of listening to him review a bait, because it would be hilarious. TK, you must have been one of those kids that unwrapped their presents before Christmas Day and then rewrapped them perfectly. I did not, actually. I did not like to ruin the surprise, even if I could. But it'd be fun. Or it wouldn't be fun. I don't want to do that. I don't like them. I wasn't. I wasn't a surprise. Amy is the surprise ruiner, not me. You've got us confused. Later, Hella. Later, Hella. I need to put these in the baits to test tank. I need to put them in the junk drawer. All right. Got all these ready to go. Good. Looking good. Oh, my buddy came and got some baits yesterday. You know which one he wanted the most? I had like 4 of the Little Debbie Christmas cake baits that were like blemishes, where just the red bars kind of bled out, or like they just didn't look as bold, so I didn't sell them. So I got like 4 over there. He was looking on the wall and he was like, dude, is that the Christmas tree? I was like, yeah. Like, can I get one? I'm like, sure, whatever you want to do. And he's like, dude, that thing's so badass. I'm like, what? He's like, yes. He's like, people catch them on this thing? I was like, yeah, dude. Dude over there in Kansas sent me some pictures of some fish he was catching like 40-degree water last month. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. He's like, dang, dude. He's like, I want one. He's like, I'm going to catch him on it. Go for it. Make us a Jap slap, flap, slap knockoff mega bass. That could probably be attainable. That could probably be attainable. Those are good baits. I had a flap, flap, slap knockoff that was actually pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Hold on. What am I sweet for? I used to hate surprises. Now I love when TK surprises me. He gave me a surprise B-Day party and it made me cry. It was so sweet. That was a big one. That one actually took lots of planning. Um, sorry, Nate. Sorry, Nate. Are they catching them? You have to keep us. You have to keep us posted on what's going on. I really hope. I don't think it's going to happen, but after Bernie Schultz's 40-year-long career and never having a win, I think his highest finish is a third place at Okeechobee. I would. I'd like to see the guy win one. I would like to see the guy win one. I mean, damn. Third place, highest finish. He got a $23,000 check. Bernie must have a rich granny, is all I can say. Anybody know anything about Bernie? Fuck him, he's an old Karen. Is he? I never hear him talk enough to like say that would know anything about his personality. The only thing I ever hear him talk about is old lures. What is he caring about? Which is pretty damn funny. Sounds like a big wave of spawners has come and gone. Dude, this might be unpopular opinion, but I heard them on Bass Live yesterday or something, and they were talking about, the moon phase is doing this, and I was thinking to myself, dude, the fucking moon phase. Like, I've never, like, for years during the spawn, I'd be like, oh, the moon is going to be full in like March, like fish are going to move up. You go out there, especially in Texas, when you could see. You play the moon, everything in the book says fish should spawn. And guess what? No fish move up. I don't know if it's different in Florida or anywhere else, but that moon shit never worked for me. Do I need anything from the grocery store? Serve up. Yeah, Nate, I am under the impression, but they still mention it, which is what I don't understand is they still mention the moon phase like it matters, and I don't think it does because I think there's so many other environmental things that affect a fish moving up to spawn, length of day, and water level for one, and I think like I've seen it on the river a ton. Like if everything's not just right, it doesn't have jack shit to do with the moon. I've got charcoal. Um, like to me, to me, the moon is about like lure scent. It's about 50th on the list of things that come first before it actually matters. Full moon is a big player, and I will die on the hill. AJ, all I know is when I go fishing and it's a full moon in the spring, I don't see any fish. And then for some seemingly random time where there's like a cold front hitting and there's like a quarter moon, a waning crescent, there's fish everywhere. Um, I think the length of day is the biggest thing. If the moon hits with everything else lining up, I think that's when you see one of those giant pushes. I would agree, Morgan. Um, yeah, I think that's when the fishing gets great. That's like when you get one of those Dean Rojas days where there's just giants everywhere when everything happens right. Um, I caught a bedfish on April 7th here. We had snow 2 days later. What does that tell me? That fish was spawning unseasonably early? Is that early in the year? Oh, you're saying that the weather was shitty and that fish moved up because it was a full moon. A good moon without all the other stuff lining up don't mean much. Agreed. Firm believer that the giant females are the first to do their thing. I'm a firm believer that the first wave of spawners are already there. They never leave. That fish was just retarded. Um, yeah, it's about to get around here. The when you get out in these big bays, these like big muddy grassy bays, fish get around the duck blinds and make beds. Dude, it is the most fun you will ever have. Throwing a spinnerbait and flipping a jig or a worm or a beaver or whatever into a damn duck blind. Whew, that's fun. Catching them out of a damn foot and a half of water. That is the best part about to make pulled pork. What do I need to buy? You need to buy a Boston butt pork. Uh, it was a 7 pounder, and everyone on the internet told me fish don't spawn that early in Nebraska. I mean, nothing surprises me anymore at this point. If you found a fish spawning in December, I wouldn't be like, no, it didn't. Like, sure. I mean, it's fish do weird shit. Um, but yeah, they were still talking about the moon. I don't like. I don't. But I guess that's what keeps the dream alive. Keeps keeps anglers going down their moon wormhole. My local lake came up 15 feet during 24 hours during the rain. It must be steep. You must have a very steep lake you fish in with lots of hollers. Um, so I don't know. Another one of my unpopular opinions. Moon phase is bogus. It's not bogus. It's real. It's certainly more real in like deer behavior, but I don't think fish. I think it's down the totem pole. It's not shallow by any means. There's places 100+ foot. That's pretty deep. Burns thinks it's shit for deer hunting too. You know what I think shit for deer hunting? Camouflage. Whoever said the big ones spawn early, I also believe that. First 9 I caught was spawning probably 2 months early. Yeah, Morgan. If you get downwind, and the thing about setting up downwind to me is kind of dumb too, because like deer come from, like, as soon as you think you know where a deer's going to come from, that son of a bitch is going to damn walk up behind you and you're going to go, son of a bitch, where did you come from? But like you said, you get where you think is the best downwind place, don't move. They won't see you or smell you. Um, First 9 was 2 months early. I have an interesting. My uncle killed giants every year smoking cigarettes. There you go. It can't just be the length of day because up north those days are way longer than down south. I don't know, AJ. I don't know. Maybe it's a down south thing. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is what my eyes and my worm tell me. The I did see this one day we were fishing the river, me and Jody, and it was in. This was really odd. This it was in. It might have been in March. I think it was in March, which is prime time here. Um, and we had been fishing like up in all these creeks and just fishing shallow, trying to like find a shallow bite, and we could not find a shallow bite anywhere. And it was like a hail mary at the end of the day. And at this point, you scent guys would have probably added scent to your bait because it was one of those days where you're just like you're seemingly not around anything. So I said, let's fish the mouth of some of these creeks and see if there's still like pre-spawn, like the river fish are like moved up into these creek mouths. So first creek mouth we pull up to, leading into a big spawning area, um, caught a 5 pounder. Then we went right down the bank and found another little creek mouth, caught another 5 pounder. And then we went to another creek mouth and caught a 4 pounder. And we looked at all these fish, and they had one like strikingly obvious characteristic that they were post spawners. Bloody tails, skinny as a rail, looked like shit, but giants. And I told him, I was like, dude, didn't see this coming. Like, it's not even like we're not even in spring yet, and these fish are done, and they're back on the river. That really, really, that was just one of those things where it's like, you think you know what, like, what's going on. We don't have a fucking clue, dude. We don't have a clue. Maybe there was a good moon in February and they all moved up. I don't know. Anthony, what's up, dude? I go at night in March, regardless of the moon phase, and catch on top water, and the water is right at 50 degrees. That's pretty cold. Every fish over 6 pounds I've caught in the past 3 years has been within 2 days of the full moon. I could see it affecting fish feeding for sure. I definitely think they feed from the moon. But as far as spawning goes, I don't think it's that big of a deal. In my opinion, they're going to move up when they want to move up, no matter what. If it's waning crescent or what. Brendan, you've got the old working man's mentality. I tell you, when I like to go fishing, whenever I can. Because my neighbor, old Mean Gene, he was a very firm believer in those Bassmaster feeding calendars, and those things were decently accurate at times. You know, when they'd say, "Hey, it's supposed to be there's 3 bass here." There's 3 bass here on the calendar. That means it's the best it's supposed to be that day at 2 to 4 p.m. You go out there and fish up to that time, and then they start biting. Like I've seen that happen quite a few times on those stupid almanacs. But as far as the spawn's concerned, I'm not a proponent of worrying about the moon phase, whether or not fish are going to move up to spawn. And I think that's I'm like Jeremy, Brennan, like I think that's what makes us better is when you don't just like cherry pick your days when it's like supposed to be good, when you just go every time you can and you fish like shit conditions. That's what I used to try to do. Like when I was coming up, like I would pick the shittiest weather when nobody would go, and that's the days I would want to go fishing. Like if I was watching the weather and it was supposed to like be a cold front, like post cold front, the wind was supposed to be blowing hard, and like February, January, like it was supposed to be just like really shitty conditions. That's typically when I would try to go because I would know that was if I could figure them out then, like catching them when the weather was decent would be pretty easy. So 10th is 14 pounds. Is that in your crummy MLF league or is that in the real professional fishing league? The 5 fish on this had more drama than I thought it would. Pleasantly surprised. Do you like it, Burns? Do you like it? I do. That's good. When you got kids, I will take any chance to go fish, even a damn puddle. That's what I'm saying, Anthony. Literally, I don't even care hardly if I catch fish anymore. I just want to go cast. Like it just feels good to like be outside and cast. Catching a fish is pretty much just a bonus. Like I don't get to go enough to where I can be mad at them and be like, oh, I've got to figure them out. Like once I get out there now, I'm just it's like, dude, just like let me be not at work and let me try and clear my head for maybe an hour today and just throw it water. I'm pretty easy to please. I'm pretty easy to please in these days. I haven't fished from a boat since 2018. Burns, maybe trying to think, maybe Epic Eric will come over here. He can get in my truck and we'll pull my boat up somewhere and you can meet us somewhere and we'll go fishing. I think my trailer's roadworthy enough. Probably not. But I've got new hubs and I've got new tires, so it should be decent. It should be decent. 70 yesterday and snowing today. Gotta love Kentucky. Jeremy, what part of Kentucky are you in? Mark Davis in 14th. Go Mark Davis. Central Southeast. Um, do you have WHAS 11? Y'all inherited our favorite uh, meteorologist, Colleen Peterson. She's in Kentucky now. WHAS 11. Is she your meteorologist now? That would be funny. We have any Kentuckians that are in the service area of WHAS 11? Jay Lee's only got 6 pounds. Come on, Jordan. Not mine. Oh well, worth a shot. We got other Kentucky dudes on here though. Yeah, she bailed, and then we got some little pencil dick doing the weather now. I don't like him. I feel so old though, because like I remember like my dad and his buddies would be like, they always had like their favorite meteorologist, and then I like fell into that old man group. Dylan Hayes is Dylan Hayes from Arkansas. I don't like MLF with the new format. The live weights and updates isn't as cool when they have to call a 3 pounder to move up and you know it's not going to happen. Oh, dude, I used to have the biggest crush, just like everybody else, on Robin Mead. She was awesome. What does she look like now? Is she aged well or bad? She didn't even like tell the news hardly. She just talked. Like she just showed her face for like I feel like her shift on the news was like 18 hours. Morning Express. Let's see what she looks like now. Yeah, she still looks good. She still looks good. Hello, sunshine. Hello, Robin. Hayes is a cool dude. Used to live in Fort Smith and had to fish against him every week on the Tuesday nighters on the river. Did you spank that? You spank that ass, Morgan? My favorite meteorologist around here got busted in a rub and tug ring. What? What was his name? Kidding. Now he's down around Ouachita, Hamilton, and Hot Springs. Still talk to him some. Brennan, no, I'm not. I'm just watching the news, bro. Jim Flowers. Tiki has a huge crush on Colleen, and then she left. He's still bitter about it. If they would have just replaced her with somebody decent, I would have been okay, but they didn't. Big bass fisherman. How was he involved in the ring? Was he a customer, or did he like own the store? If we get you over light paddlings, the river is not set up for big enough for waves for any ass whippings. Just a client. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Is he still? Did he leave? Like, did it ruin his reputation to where he did like quit his job or get fired and then like had to go somewhere else? I mean, I don't feel like his Nebraska brethren would have turned their backs on him just for a little rub and tug uh, incident. He got fired. All he does is he does the weather from the massage parlors now. Probably make him way more. All right, dudes. Time for me to go paint the giveaway baits. If you want to join us tomorrow, there's the link. We normally both cut checks at the time when we fish in pretty much similar areas around each other. A meteorologist. See y'all tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Y'all be good. Uh-oh. The head madam rear-ended my girlfriend on birthday this year. What? AJ, you've got weird ties to this masseuse place. It's very odd. Very odd. Did she offer you a gift card for a massage in order to forget about being rear-ended? Did she give you a business card? Then I'm going to leave. Did she offer her services or a business card in case you were injured? Out of business. Oh, damn. I'm surprised she didn't start another one. Massager's got a massage. All right. Y'all be good. This is a happy ending. Nice play. Well played, Amy. Well played, Amy. This is indeed a happy ending. All right, going to paint the Burnsies for the giveaway. If you want to win them, you got a pretty good chance. Got a sad ending. He got in the rear end. Man, this could go on forever. I gotta go. All right, y'all be good.